Hello and happy Monday. We're back here just before Thanksgiving. Rob Morales, our studio network, here with the fabulous, the more extinguished than ever holiday-friendly version of Miss Ashley Perkins right there. She's back in action.
I'm just here hanging with my Nomi.
You can't see the Nomis part, but...
I can stand up.
She's standing up right now. There she goes. So, all right, we're back here on a Monday talking about the Phoenix housing market. Like always, bringing you information, news, roughly at the 2 o'clock hour. We never seem to make it on time, but, you know, hey, that's just us. So if you're roughly on Facebook at this time, welcome. Hello.
Yes.
Miss Perkins.
It's Monday.
It is Monday.
And, you know, this morning I woke up with this holy cow. It's Thanksgiving week, and we're hosting Thanksgiving brunch at our house.
Did you buy the turkey already?
I'm allergic.
Brunch?
I'm
Turkey.
allergic. Well, so I'm allergic to
brunch.
turkey, but with having like a blended family and kids
Allergic to
maneuvering, and there's just a lot of moving parts. So we're doing brunch, and somebody else is doing lunch, and somebody else is doing dinner. So it's like kind of very
So
convoluted.
like eggs with turkey? Is that... Oh, you can't eat turkey.
I can't eat turkey, but we'll do like maybe...
What are you not allergic to? Because it seems like you're allergic to a lot of things.
I mean, life? Just kidding. I'm still allergic to that too. So there's that.
Interesting.
But with Thanksgiving around the corner, I woke up this morning and go, oh my gosh. I'm like, we got to clean the backyard. We got to do the kitchen, and we need extra tables. And I'm like freaking out. And I'm trying to get my house ready to have all these people in my home. And then Ryder threw the bomb on me. He's like, Mom, by the way, and since we're doing like a brunch, like my friends are doing a dinner with their family, can I invite my friends for like a Friendsgiving portion of our brunch? So that's like what, 5 more people?
You live a very complicated life. I mean, there's so many people going on in your house.
A lot of people.
And there's a lot of interest. I mean,
when you have a lot of kids and a lot of family, like a big ass family, there's a lot going on, which brings us into kind of the housing market.
Oh, yes, we're back here talking about the housing market.
It does. So they're freaking out about my house. I'm like,
boy.
we don't have lights in our house. I already put up my Christmas decorations. Don't judge. I already did it because your house just looks more like fruitful and like
It's not even Thanksgiving
warm. I know, and I'm. This is the first year I've ever done it this early.
Yeah.
But I was like, what am I gonna do? Go straight from Halloween to Thanksgiving to Christmas? So I just like skipped Thanksgiving, went straight up to Christmas.
Okay.
But it's okay. So like, how am I prepping my house just for my family?
Properly? With preparation?
Preparation prevents poor performance. But that makes me question for somebody who's selling their house.
Yeah.
I'm freaking out just by having family over. How are people preparing right now if they are selling their home? Do you have any listings right now currently?
I have a couple rental listings actually right now. I did have one that went off market because they're just kind of jaded with the market. They're kind of reevaluating whether or not they're going to sell or not. But I do have 3 listings, technically.
So are they like, should we decorate? Should we not decorate? Like, what is their disposition? Because I freak out. Like if any, like a mailman looks through my front window, I'm like, oh, he's going to think we're not into the holidays. He's going to see we don't have our tree up. And
Why are mailmen looking in your window?
Because I don't like curtains. I don't like curtains in my house. I love the sun to shine in every morning to our house, warm it up, cool it down. Like, I'm not a curtain person or a blinds person. Yeah. Or a shutters person or whatever sheet.
If you knew Ashley, she tends to be very liberal in her
OCD
presentation.
Yeah. I just like to be very open, no pun intended, with it all. So
there's more truth to that than really,
I get very overwhelmed with the holidays, and I'm sure people do. So when your house is on the market, how can you, like, how do you make that decision if you want to sell your home?
Yeah, the hard part is like really this time of year is really slow in terms of you can hear it. And so in terms of holiday season, things are just super slow right now. So people putting their house on the market isn't always advisable to me. I try to tell people, like, if you're really needing to sell, sure, let's put it on market. But really, like middle of November to December, after Veterans Day, it's really kind of like a dead period. People stop selling. People are just really focused on the holidays.
However, I'm going to combat that because I know that when family's in town for the holidays, Thanksgiving, Christmas, everyone's over at the home, and maybe it's your retired parents, and they're considering moving to Arizona. What a great time to invite them into your yummy home. It smells good. And then when you're bored on a Sunday morning or a Tuesday because they're retired, so they have nothing better to do, send them off to an open house where their house is very warm and inviting, and they can look in Sun City, or they can look in what's the place out by you in the East Valley, the
Chandler, Queen
yeah. They have those beautiful retirement areas. Trulia or Truvilla, what's it called?
Sun Lakes.
Sun Lakes. There, I mean, no,
Troon. Are you talking about Troon? Troon is up north.
No, way west. It's a really cute area. But
way west is Sun City.
No, I meant sorry, east.
Morristown.
No, east. But the fact of the matter is that it's a great time when you do have family in town. If your family is considering moving here, we have some downtime. People are off work. Kids are out of school. Let's go to our house. It's beautiful. It's yummy. And a lot of times they have cookies.
Well, as an agent, I've gone open houses after the holidays, and it's kind of like, in terms of time, it is kind of a waste of time. Not only for the seller, especially if they're living there. It's just there's not so many people. There's not a lot of traffic.
There's not a lot of traffic, but
if you do want to have cookies, I'm sure they're going to have a lot of incentives out there for those open houses that are existing after the holidays.
So I do not think, and I'm not an agent, never been an agent,
yes.
Studied it, been in the industry for a long time. I don't think it's a terrible time to pull your house off the market. I think that there's equality in it, kind of and I'm going to take this way off subject, kind of like a turkey, right?
Yeah.
So
it is the season.
Tis the season. How do we stuff a turkey? How did you
Slowly.
learn? Did you stuff a turkey?
Not personally, no.
So back in the day, and
I haven't stuffed one lately. If you're asking,
there's a couple of theories I have right now. So one of the things why we named the show what we did was I always talk about people filling my cup. Robert always fills my cup when I'm having a bad day, and I come here and on a Monday, and I'm like, my life is just a fucking shit show. But then we get on the show, the show. And I'm like, I feel so much better when I leave. Yeah. And so we're constantly filling. And right now we're filling up turkeys. We're stuffing turkeys. But how are we doing it? Some people are using their grandparents' recipes. Oh, but really? Are they? Some people put a can of beer in there. Some people use mustard. Some people do this.
I heard a can of Coke, like Coca-Cola.
I don't know. We all do it different ways, but it fills it, and it fills our family, and it feeds our family, and it does all these different things. And how are we doing that?
Carefully. What answer do you want, Miss Perkins?
Well, there's
there's
many different ways to fill your cup, stuff a turkey, and sell a house.
Yeah.
So we cannot discredit selling a home during the holidays. Just like if I want to put a freaking, I don't know, stuffing and a can of beer and some mustard, which I would totally not do because it tastes like shit, up a turkey's ass and then turn into stuffing and make other dishes with it. That's my jam. I learned from my grandparents that maybe that was my recipe.
I think you stuff it through the neck. I'm not sure it's the, is it the, no, I guess it is the ass.
I think it's up the ass. But how are we going to tell other people when to sell their homes during the holidays? I'm not telling you how to stuff your turkey. I'm telling you how.
Are you talking about what to do to sell a house? I mean, is that kind of what you're getting
at? The analogy more or less goes is we are told so many different things on how to stuff a turkey, right?
Yeah.
I don't even cook a goddamn turkey at my house. I'm allergic to them. I'm allergic to turkey. Yay.
What about tofurkey?
Ew. I would never do that. I love meat. I just am allergic to turkey.
I've heard that. The rumor around town is you love meat.
The rumor around town. I like a little ham. Maybe, a little prime rib, some sausage.
Some pork, yeah.
That's fine.
We're talking about houses, right? Yeah.
Yes, we are. So our society has always told people don't sell their homes during the holidays, but I call bullshit.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, it looks like Tom is, looks like last year he smoked a turkey, but this year is ramen. That's not good, Tom.
Wait, why are you making ramen? I can give you some really good ramen recipes, by the way. I can turn ramen into a gourmet meal in a hot minute.
Turkey ramen?
No, not turkey. Not turkey. Add a little butter to it, some cheese, a little Tabasco. It's so yummy. But we have to understand and believe that in a market like this, how many people are pulling their house off the market because of holidays?
I did have one personal experience, and I was wondering when you were going to tie it back to housing.
Yeah.
I don't think we've been on 10 minutes. We haven't talked about anything housing related. But so like this time of year, it's just slower traffic. There's just not many people, and this is just a normal season. So this is not a normal year, honestly.
If I can.
If somebody wants to chime in, but they don't have a microphone. Would you like to pass a note, Miss? But no, this time of year, people just aren't engaged so much just because they're caught up with the holidays, you know.
But we can make them engaged.
And how so? Relate.
So making them engaged. For example, if somebody were to tell me that they are going to provide this amazing turkey dinner and they're going to deep fry this turkey and they have this like whole extravaganza on what they're going to do,
Okay.
I would still pass. I'm allergic to turkey. But if they're like, hey, I'm going to have this like amazing ham, honey cured with pineapple, and I'm going to glaze it with brown sugar and have candy yams, and I'm like, yeah, I'm there. So understanding your audience, understanding who's searching for a home. So currently right now in this market, don't take your home off the market. Understand your audience. And your audience is going to be relatives coming into town who love Arizona because it's so gorgeous out right now. And a lot of people are from the Midwest coming here where it's cold as shit. I mean, look at Buffalo. Buffalo, they had to change their game to go play at the Lions Stadium because they had 7 inches of freaking snow.
Yeah.
So we're acclimating. We're changing what we're doing. So Midwesterners are coming here to Arizona to spend time with their family, right? And there's a lot of extra time. To echo myself before, people take time off work, kids are out of school. Well, why not just go like explore these beautiful homes if we decorate them correctly and we make them smell yummy, and it gives us an advantage. So take advantage of this opportunity to have these visitors, I guess, family visitors in town, and open your house to them. Bake some fresh cookies. Bake your favorite pecan pie, or pecan, depending on how you say it, and allow them to come into the home. Tomato. Let's call the whole thing off. You know that song. But it gives them an opportunity to showcase their home to a different audience that they wouldn't have an opportunity to showcase it to with people's families in town. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I think so. The overall, so you know, if you're asking me, I haven't seen your house personally. I mean, I haven't. You know, I have not seen.
I
your
have
house.
2 Christmas trees.
You've seen my house.
I have, but your house wasn't finished yet.
Yeah, it's we're still.
Mine's still not finished, and it's been over a year, so there's that.
So the hard part about anybody selling their house or needing to sell their house is, you know, the one question I get is, do I do upgrades? Do I change things? Do I make things a little bit better? And I think for the most part, the blanket answer, the blanket response to that, well, not doing any upgrades, because right now the environment between, you know, supplies and then labor is extraordinary. You know, if somebody's going to sell their house, you just kind of accept it what it is. But what the biggest driver is price.
Yeah.
You know, so if you have not upgraded your house, it's going to cost you, like flooring itself will cost you anywhere from just like $8,000 to $12,000, depending on what you want to do. And if you're doing it to sell, I would do the cheapest possible. But also the cheapest possible is reflective in when somebody goes and buys it. And they notice that it's cheap flooring, you know. So it's almost like just don't do anything. Even at any point when you're ready to sell, just don't do anything. Just accept the price for what it is.
Well, if you're not going to do anything, then you need to lower the price. If you are going to do something mild, reflect on the price, but know that if you're going to do those $12,000 floors, you can only bring up the price maybe 40% of that. Maybe, I mean, not even half.
Well,
so,
I think the best thing is just listen to your agent. I'm
listening.
Hello.
So
I would contact a well-experienced agent as well as a couple other agents just to get different opinions about things. But for the most part, a kind of a blanket statement is just to list your house for what it is and know that price is the biggest factor. Price will be the biggest determinant on whether or not somebody offers something. So how it feels is really the bigger determinant.
I love you. Okay, go ahead. Keep going.
Hello.
How it feels.
She said it. She finally said it. No, so it's really like somebody's emotional connection to that house. Is it the right area? Does it feel good? I mean, cleaning your house is probably more significant than updating your flooring.
So I
and
love
you said something about feeling.
No, I love what you said because I have some few notes here, and one of them was everyone has their opinion. and it's how it feels. And
Yes.
this is why I think during the holiday season is a great time because you can create that experience for them. What do people love the most about their property, right? So we get to create Thanksgiving, Christmas, well, whatever holiday you experience. I'm
So
not,
if I have a buyer, I can invite them to your house and buy your house. Hey,
well,
just
I
have
mean,
some food with
If
it.
they're Jewish, they may not love it, but my best friend's Jewish, so I do a Jewish Christmas tree at his house.
Native, probably not good.
Native. I mean, there's certain things, but creating the experience. And I truly feel that if we give ourselves an opportunity to create an experience in our home, and what better time during the holidays? Because during the holidays, to me, when you walk in somebody's home and you see the gorgeous lights and the decor and like, and the smell. Oh, Ryder walked in the home, my 16-year-old, he goes,
the
Mom.
pine smell that.
Oh yeah,
pine-
so he walks in, he goes, Mom, you know what I love about our house?
Yeah.
And he goes, every time I walk in the house, depending on the season,
Every time a bell rings.
it always smells exactly like the season. So during the summertime, I have like the
Pumpkin
coconut.
spice?
No, summertime. No, I have the beach coconut. And then I go from to fall, I go into like mahogany, like teak wood smell. And that's like into Thanksgiving. And then Christmas, I go to like the fir, like the very Christmas tree smell.
Yeah.
And into January. And then we're constantly changing the smell of our house to create that experience when you walk through the door. And even their friends feel the same way. So if you're looking to sell your home during the holidays, it's all about creating the experience. The same experience you create for your family when they come into town.
And honestly, I think that's really what it is. So it's just so many times I've walked in a house with a buyer, and it is a feeling more than it really is logic. Yeah. Many times I have walked into a house and I'm like, you know what, this isn't the best situation, but then the buyer is like, I love this house.
I love it. Yeah.
And it really doesn't mean anything to me. I mean, I'm not living there, so part of me is the logic side. So I have to kind of meter between like, this is going to cost you behind the AC. This is going to cost you with the water heater. This is going to cost you the flooring. And a lot of times people will accept a house and buy a house just because they loved it. And sometimes it doesn't make logical sense, but they just fall in love with it. And it's like, okay, well, if you love it, I'm not going to distract you. But these are the circumstances. These are the issues with it. But if you love it, then that's what it is.
Like for Thanksgiving, I make my grandmother's candy yams. Sweet potatoes, because there's a difference between yams and sweet potatoes. So sweet potatoes.
What's
one's called a sweet potato, one's called a yam.
I just eat it either way.
Right. Okay. So that's a legit difference.
I don't know.
So I make these candied sweet potatoes and an exact same way my grandmother's done it my entire life, and she's been gone for 15 years now.
Yeah.
And the boys don't like it. They won't eat it, and I don't care. I still make it. No, sweet potatoes. There's a difference. So I make these candied sweet potatoes the same way I've made them every year, and maybe I just make them for myself. I don't know, because there's not very many people besides guests that try them, and they do like them, but I make them for the experience, and I will still continue to do it every year.
Yeah.
They don't have to like it, but they're like, Mom, so are you going to make those this year? I'm like, well, you guys never eat them. They're like, yeah, but you always make them.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's just familiarity.
It is.
And
Creating an experience. They don't eat them, but they know that I make them, and they see the look on my face when I make them, and when I talk about making them, and I'm like, okay, Grandma did this, and I sprinkle like this, and I do this, and I think they see the joy in me when I make them. That's the experience.
So are we going over these 7 tips and
So I do want to go over these 7 tips that I think are
let me pull that up.
pretty awesome.
This is on Redfin. So if you guys want to log into Redfin, you get information about selling your home.
Yes.
I did not read this article. I will
that's
be fully
okay. And this was in 2020, which is it is what it is. But the fact of the matter is, like, keeping your home. Go to 1. Go scroll down.
I don't know.
So think clean, think cozy, think simple. What's cozy?
Okay.
The smell of your home is cozy. Clean. I mean, people relatively and that's the greatest part about the holidays is people think your home's clean during the holidays when you have a bunch of like knickknacks and decor all around.
So true.
it kind of creates this different feeling for them.
So yeah, I mean, staging your home for the holidays, I think giving it that warm feeling that you're connected with family and reminding them, you just don't know who your buyers are going to be.
Right.
So creating that sense of warmth. I mean, I think people over exaggerate with some of the smells, like those burning candle things. I mean, I appreciate the accent
Keep
of
it
it
simple.
but sometimes it's a little bit strong with like the marshmallow candles. And
Okay. So this is my big thing.
You can overdo it with those.
You can, and I always emphasize on this. So when you think of Christmas, you think of Christmas trees, the smell of that.
Yeah.
But like for me, if I walk into somebody's house and they have a candle with vanilla, sugar cookies, pecan, cinnamon, pumpkin, it makes me want to puke. I cannot stand the smell of food candles.
Yeah, it
literally makes me sick. But the smell of Christmas trees, that's like walking into like a forest or a Christmas tree yard, or it's very sweet.
Yeah.
Like summertime, not that we're talking about it, but like it's beach smell. It's clean, it's crisp. But when they start to get into those flavors like fruit and food, not everyone likes every food.
I'd say like my go-to is linen. So like if you got
laundry, everyone loves fresh clean laundry.
If you have a linen candle, I think that's a go-to. You get a little kind of sticky when it comes to like the apple pie candles.
Oh yeah, no.
Sometimes it's a little bit too strong.
Like in my laundry room, I
You
have
just
one
need
of
one, you
those
don't need 40 of
plug-ins
them.
in the laundry room that smells like fresh linen. I think it's from Walmart. It's got a cute little like thing. You plug it in.
Well, the natural association is clean,
right?
So that's
so keep the natural association, because not everyone walked into their family home or their familiar home with certain smells, correct? So when I walked in my home, I didn't have that smell of an apple pie or a pecan or whatever. I had the smell of a fresh cut Christmas tree. So remember that, just like when you cook a turkey.
Yeah.
One of my grandfathers put a beer up its ass. I hated it. Oh my God. I like, this is before I knew I was allergic to turkey, which makes sense of why I was always sick after Thanksgiving.
That's when I found out I was allergic to beer.
Allergic to beer. But my grandmother coated it in brown sugar and she had her own way, and I ate it just to appease her and still got sick. So
why are you allergic to turkey?
I don't know.
Is it all meat? What about chicken? Are you allergic to chicken?
Chicken and I are not friends either.
What about beef?
Beef and I are very much friends.
What about pork?
Pork and I are friends.
What about something obscure like duck?
Duck and I get along well. Duck, sausage.
Something in that fowl.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a few things that we're not on the same page.
You always surprise me, Miss
cheeses.
Perkins. I mean, you always kind of throw a curveball my way.
I know. I've got some weird tummy allergies.
Yeah.
But anyway, so moving on. Back to
the
this.
second tip that I wanted to get to, which is kind of nice, price to sell your home.
Yes.
Listen to your agent. Sometimes, again, if you don't trust your agent, if you're looking on Zillow and it's giving you a different price, if it's giving you like 50,000 above what they're comping you, reach out to a second, third agent. It's okay. They all work for free. I will say that.
Until you sell, they do.
They will come out there and work for free. But price to sell your home, and really pay attention and listen to your agent. If they're well versed, they're going to know this market a little bit better. They're going to know how to price your home a little bit.
But I will say that during the holidays, if you create an experience, because we all know when you have a great experience, you're always willing to pay more. Correct me if I'm wrong.
If it feels right, yes. Just like anything else in life, we buy things emotionally and we justify rationally.
Correct.
We give ourselves reasons to like something, even though it's overpriced.
We do. So price to sell your home, but create an experience that makes sense to your audience. So curb appeal.
I'd say curb appeal. I'd say that's okay, because you do want people wanting to come up. I think back to the original number one, it's like keep everything clean and organized.
Yeah.
You're not going to have a lot of money for landscaping, and if you have a shitty front yard, that's what it is. So you clean it up and make sure the weeds are taken care of, and it's presentageous, presentable. Presentable. I guess that'd be another word. Something like that.
But curb appeal can mean a lot of things. So during the holidays, because that's where we're focusing on, if you have some beautiful lights, the floaty Christmas things,
the bouncy castle.
Yeah, I don't know if that's going to be the best, but if it's something really classy and clean, when they pull up and they're like, wow, this is like really beautiful, that's what they're going to remember the house as, because they're going to be like, when I buy this house, next year I can do the same thing, and most of the time they're going to think, I'm going to do better, because anything you can do, I can do better. And that's what they think.
I don't know. We could try. We could test each other.
Keeping your property.
Yeah, number 4 is keeping your property safe for homebuyers. I don't think we have this issue so much.
We don't have this issue.
We don't have snow here, so we'll skip that. Turn on the holiday lights. I think this.
That was what I just said.
Again, it kind of goes back to that idea of connecting people to their past and their emotions, and I will say people do some stupid lights.
Oh my gosh!
There's some horrible lights.
The ones that have epilepsy.
Oh, well, whatever.
No, seriously. But
just because you like something doesn't mean everybody likes them. But if you keep it simple, just plain lights, colors, maybe white lights, keep it very simple.
But being conservative, because somebody who does have some sort of epilepsy or anything like that, when you have like all the bright lights and they're like flashing constantly, they may not even be able to go into your home. So keep it classy, keep it clean, and remind people of the beauty of the holiday, like the bright lights on the street, and maybe have a welcome sign with like a little, holiday wreath. I'm not going to say a snowman or anything like that, because you might have a Jewish person there, you might have a Muslim person there, a Buddhist person there. They don't necessarily celebrate Christmas, but what they do appreciate is the experience and the joy of holiday.
Yeah, I think everybody's kind of attuned to that too. But the next big thing, and I think this is probably deserves to be higher on the list, is take professional photos. Yeah. Things. If right now in this market, you're looking at about 60 to 90 days on market. Just a blanket kind of statement. Taking your pictures during the holidays won't survive into January, February if it's on market. If you list your house today, take those holiday photos. I think just taking regular photos.
Then you have to retake them again.
Yeah, I think just taking regular photos. I don't know if selling for the holidays is really going to be a big push, but.
Well, but what I love about selling through the holidays is a lot of people, like, let's just go back to my scenario before, if their family's in town and they visit a property, let's just say in Sun City or on the East Valley for a retirement community, they're not looking to move during the holidays, which gives you an opportunity to sign a 90-day contract, potentially, for them to get through the holidays and then kind of arrange their stuff. So that's a great opportunity to sell a property. You create an experience, you're signing a contract, you're extending it, because everyone's like, I want to sign a 30-day, I want to sign a 40-day. Be okay with signing a longer contract. I mean, do you agree or disagree? No,
I think signing a longer contract is acceptable. You just have to get it accepted in all parties.
Sure. Well, yeah.
So that's the challenge with that. I mean, most sellers just want to sell.
Sellers want to sell.
If they could sell in 2 weeks, I think people would just.
Buyers want to buy.
Have I heard that song before? Have I? Well, did you get tickets to Sailor? No.
Oh no, I heard the system went down. It shut down when people were trying to buy the tickets, and I love Taylor. I am like a Taylor Swift fan, and so is my husband. He had a Taylor Swift blanket in freaking college. Like, he's a nerd. We are so Taylor Swift-like fans.
A weird fantasy. We got last one we got here is Santa's perspective aerial photography. I'm hit and miss on this. I think if you have like a large area, if you have like acreage, if you have like one of those cabin homes that really need to highlight, I don't see necessarily the reciprocal value in actually paying for more of the aerials. Unless you have $1 million listing, unless you have something of significance to see kind of the overall picture, it doesn't really, in my mind, it doesn't really give one way or the other.
I concur with you, because Google Earth is like freaking amazing.
Yeah.
And you can just go on Google Earth.
And most of the time, these agents want to show you the best parts of the house anyway. So
yeah.
Even if it was an ugly, if it was next to a dump, they're not going to show you the dump.
Right. So just Google map it. Like, go on Google Earth and you can see it. I don't think that the aerial version is really pertinent to anything in Arizona. I think the biggest thing, if you are looking to sell in Arizona, is creating, especially, obviously the holidays, creating an experience. And if you're looking and you're like, we got to sell our house before next year, create an experience for them. And know your audience. Who are you selling to? What are you looking for?
Well, and price appropriately to what your house is, and accept that your house is probably not the $1 million mansion that you think it is. It is what it is. You know, and I think that's the hardest pill to swallow, especially if you're on the websites and you see Zillow and you see all these other websites that price it higher than what your agent's telling you. I mean, there is a reality, and somewhere you just have to accept it. I mean, that's just the baseline of it all.
You don't have to accept. You have to be willing to accept it, in my opinion.
Touche. Is there anything else, Miss? I mean, we're at the 30-minute mark.
Yeah, I mean, it's a difference between, in my opinion, to go back to Thanksgiving, it's are you making stuffing or are you making dressing?
What do you mean?
When you stuff your turkey, what's your objective? Is your objective to make stuffing out of it, or are you going to make a dressing? Because stuffing is something everyone else can eat. Dressing is something you just drizzle on things. So are you willing to be fully invested for other people to be involved? Or are you just trying to drizzle it all over and allow people to have a taste of it?
Are you willing to enjoy the turkey or just throw a bunch of shit on it and say it's turkey and say it's Thanksgiving because...
It's...
Right? Gravy? That's what gravy's
for.
And
then let's go to the wishbone, right? Who breaks the wishbone?
We're going to wishbone here?
No, that's how it ends, right?
Me and my brother used to fight over the wishbone.
Everyone fights over the wishbone, and then you break it in half, and one person gets the big side, one person gets a little side.
Well, the big side gets their wish granted.
Right. So what's going to happen?
I don't know, but I want to thank everybody for joining us on a Monday. I don't know what we accomplished today, but it seems good. It seems right. So if you want to join us every Monday, we're going to be talking about the Phoenix housing market. Ashley Perkins, is there any last words you want to say before we go?
I do.
Yeah.
Happy Thanksgiving, my friends. I appreciate you, and I hope your turkey is as full as mine is not going to be because I'm not having one.
Oh, boy. And I want to thank everybody. Join us next week after Turkey Day. I might be a little fatter.
Might be a little stuffed.
Yeah, we'll be seeing you gnomes later. Later.